Joining us now is the chairman of the Well Foundation, David Downs, who has also been a patient of the Waitemata District Health Board. Do you want to tell us in a nutshell about your experience in the health system, David?
Yes, well, I was one of those unintended recipients or participants in the health system. And about 5 years ago, I thought I was going to work as a normal working day, but I thought I had the flu. And in fact, when I went to my doctor, because I was getting a bit fluey, they discovered I had lymphoma, which is a blood cancer. And so it went from being, something pretty minor to being something pretty crazy. And I ended up having to go in and out of hospital for weeks at a time for about a year at North Shore Hospital in Auckland. And that was the beginning of my journey. In fact, it didn't end there because even though I got all the best treatment that was available in New Zealand and spent a lot of time in hospital, I had to eventually go to America for my treatment. So happy ending, as you can see. I made it through. I got this amazing treatment. But what it made me appreciate, of course, is that time in hospital is really tough. I was in there for a week at every time, every third week for about a year. And I couldn't leave the ward because of the chemotherapy that I was on. And it just made me realize, what, amazing people we have in our health system, who keep the whole thing going. But B, that sometimes it's not the greatest experience. Being in a hospital is not a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. As you know, I've had a little bit of experience myself with the
Yes,
hospital
I think we're bonding
system
on that one.
in the past couple of years. But I also have a real link to North Shore Hospital. Two of my three children were born there. My little granddaughter was born there last year. So some
Yeah,
happy memories from last year. But I also spent some time in North Shore Hospital last year with my own issues. And yeah, while the care that is provided at North Shore is fantastic, it is not the most healing environment. And that's where
no,
this amazing project comes in that the Well Foundation is behind, the Healing Garden. Do you want to tell us a little
that's
bit
right.
about that?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, as you say, hospital wards are not the most healing places. They're noisy. They've got machines that go beep. You're in a sort of sealed environment in terms of oxygen, and often you can't see the outdoors. And that was for me certainly part of the challenge is that I couldn't actually kind of go outside and experience nature. Many people are in hospital, that's just their reality, and sometimes for
Mhm.
quite long periods of time. So the design behind this is that, well, the opportunity we have is that we're getting a brand new hospital built in Auckland. It's an Auckland-wide facility. It happens to be on the North Shore of Auckland, but it will be for everybody. And in that hospital, there turns out to be this big atrium area that was going to be left empty, like a big concrete, emptiness, vacuum. And the Well Foundation, which is the charity that I'm part of, which I joined after I had my experience in hospital, um, saw that as an opportunity to do something different and to think about how could we incorporate greenery, green spaces, nature inside a physical hospital, so you don't have to go outside, so patients can experience in a different way. And the more we researched it, the more we realised that there's something actually really quite tangible here, that gardens are proven to have healing benefits. Just a few minutes in nature changes your mental health, but also your physical health, and your recovery time is improved, etc. There's a whole lot of reasons to do it. The challenge is it's very expensive.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we're talking not just a little garden, we're talking about 500 plants in this 400
Yeah,
square meter area. It is going to be absolutely beautiful from the drawings.
yeah.
And of course, it's not just for the patients, is it? Or
No,
even their visitors. We have a lot of staff there who work long hours. They've got nowhere particularly pleasant to take a break. So this could be
yeah.
restorative for the staff as well.
That's right. We're actually in the design. We have a built-in a staff area so that they've got their own kind of section of the garden to hang out during their breaks, etc. But the whole thing, as you say, is it's going to look beautiful. Big plants, little plants, lots and lots of planter gardens, lots of places to sit or just walk around. Take your patient. Caregivers can bring their
Mm.
patient down and just change the scenery, get some privacy, get some kind of different oxygen, and as I say, this is proven to have really good health benefits for patients as well. So the whole thing we believe, and also the other important thing is you can see it from all the wards. Like the way this design is
Mm.
built is all the wards look into the garden. So imagine instead of looking into just a courtyard or the rubbish bins, you're now looking into this beautiful green space.
So even people like you that weren't able to leave the ward will be able to look
Yeah.
upon this magnificence. Let's talk funding, because this is a $2 million project, worth every cent, in my opinion. $1 million already covered, but there is a $1 million shortfall. So what is the Well Foundation looking for?
Yeah, so basically we're looking for supporters to come on board. We have a public campaign out at the moment, giveabitofgreen.co.nz. So give a bit of green, bit of a play on words there, trying to crack the space. $2 million is a lot for a garden, you're going to say, but it's because it's part of a hospital. Like literally, we have to think about the whole hospital environment. The floor that it's sitting on is actually above operating theatres, so it has to be strengthened. The plants, the way they're watered, the way they're looked after, etc., has got to be specially cared for. So yes, it's expensive. As you said, though, we've got half of it in the tin already, so that's fantastic. And now we're going out to the public and saying, this is a great opportunity. This hospital is going to be around for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
This is our chance to make it really special. And so we think it's worth that investment. So we've got Give a Bit of Green as a campaign. We've got many local businesses, individuals, families coming together just to give whatever they can to help get that garden to be a reality.
Yeah, because it's going to benefit just so many people, as you say, a lasting legacy. Yeah. None of us want to end up in the hospital environment, but the reality is many of us will. And to have this around for decades to come is just fantastic. So very proud to get behind that. Giveabitofgreen.co.nz. And thanks for chatting to us today, David, and all the very best for your ongoing health.
No, thanks very much, Lorna. You too. See you soon.